how money works, online piracy's great comeback. Aye, let's get into it.
The 2010s were the golden age of piracy. BitTorrent
Oh,
accounted
yeah.
for a third of all internet traffic. LimeWire
Oh my god, yeah, LimeWire and Emule. I was using... Okay, I'm outing myself a little bit. In Minecraft, of course. This is in Minecraft. I will never... No, I will never do illegal activities. But in Minecraft, I used LimeWire and Emule. And I used to make CDs for the rest of my class. I was the CD person of my class. They were like, hey, can you make me a CD with like the newest Beyonce song? I was like, okay, $10 please. And I downloaded like three or four tracks, put it on the CD and gave it to them. In Minecraft, I will never do illegal activities IRL. No.
had more monthly users than Facebook, and the Pirate Bay was the only video store in town where you were sure to find what you were looking for.
Yeah. Hypothetically, of course. The Pirate Bay. Yeah. That's where you allegedly were able to get movies and music videos, and there was this thing where you could send SMS. I don't know. I was really little, so I did not do that, but you were able to send some SMS to get like 30 seconds of a song, or like 1 minute of a song. So you could have it as your phone ringtone, and that's where you also were able to get those things for free, you know?
The world was slowly switching from physical to digital media, and even people who weren't particularly tech-savvy realized that digital goods could be replaced endlessly with practically zero marginal cost.
True.
At its peak, 95% of all music downloads were pirated.
Look at that. That's me. That was me. Burning CDs for my class. I really don't know how my parents allowed me to do that. I was like, I need some free CDs so I can burn things for my school, and they never got into it. They never got.
Cheaper, and above all else, an easier way to fill up large digital libraries that were being made possible by cheap data.
Hey! You are a pirate! Thank you. Oh, thinking about it, maybe it's because of the innocence, you know, a small child with CDs and stuff. They didn't think that was already a computer savvy, if you know what I mean. Also, thank you so much for the 100 videos. Oh, wait, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Digital storage. But then it just stopped. Since 2012, the internet has gotten faster, storage has gotten cheaper, and people have become more comfortable with computers, which should have just accelerated a growth trend. But it didn't. Since 2015, peer-to-peer file sharing has collapsed in popularity, and you might think you already know why.
Yeah, it's because of streaming. I mean, they introduced streaming, and so you didn't have to pirate the media anymore and risk of getting like Trojans, you know, viruses and stuff on your PC. It was just way safer. It was way safer to do so, because every time you downloaded something, you had to scan your PC for things, and maybe even you didn't see stuff. It was just like, ugh. And then suddenly your PC was just super slow. You were like, wait a minute. Who are you? Yeah, that was I had to reinstall Windows a few times as well, but it was all worth it. It was all worth it. Imagine going to a library and lend 2 movies, going back in 1 hour and just say you didn't like them. Yeah, same. To the library, Music CDs, movies, anything. Anything. Yup.
Streaming services like Spotify and Netflix were just a better, easier, and safer way to access content.
Yeah,
And now, as
true.
these services have become markedly worse and simultaneously more expensive, piracy is making a comeback. It seems pretty simple, right? The only problem is that's not the whole story. Realistically, these companies knew this day would come. It was just really important that they could pretend
look
it
at
wouldn't.
us.
For a lot of people,
But
they
why?
decided it's time to cut back.
Why an HP notebook? Why HP? Come on.
For a lot of people, they've decided it's time to.
Let me go
They could
back.
pretend it wouldn't.
Why HP notebooks? Let me go back. Why HP? Come on. Why HP? 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 Because it was like a second-hand one, or we stole it from somewhere because they were usually the ones that, you know, were the cheapest. Oh, come on. Welcome back, Gucci. Hello. Back, yes. Get the flag out. The closer, mates. Ahoy. Ahoy. Yeah, we're back pirating. We are back pirating, guys. Yeah, oh, the Tor, the Onion browser. Yeah, the Onion browser.
For a lot of people, they've decided it's time to cut back.
But legitimately, it might be time to cancel some subscriptions. And I'm
Yeah.
probably going to have to cancel some.
Some of them I'm not using.
No, I mean, literally, we are right now. And it has been proven that the average citizen is spending way more money on subscriptions for media like music and movies than back in the day when you were buying CDs and DVDs. I don't know how much VCS cost. I don't remember. I'm too young for that, but yeah, back in the day, you were maybe like once a month or something, you bought like a CD or you bought a movie, and then you watched that, and the rest you watched on free TV with a lot of ads. That was like 10 minutes of movie and then 15 minutes of ads. That's why it took like 3 hours until you were able to finish watching the entire movie. But anyways. Yeah, usually it was like a 1 hour long movie, and it started at around 8 o'clock in the evening or 8:15, and then it went until like 10:30 or 11 in the evening because of how many ads they were putting over like in between the movies they were airing. Hi Nicholas, how are you? Welcome. It's not worth it anymore. The companies got greedy. They need a reality check. Yeah, I mean, you know, either they need a reality check or they just need to keep pulling an Ubisoft and just create stuff that is not worth pirating anymore. Who said that? Me?
And it's just wasting money.
There's so many of these, it's hard to keep track.
At that point, that's an adversarial relationship. I don't want to pay people to enter adversarial relationships.
We aim, as I said, for this business to be a growth business for the company with margins that our shareholders will feel good about.
So what?
There is it. There is it. There is it. The S word. Shareholders. That's it. That's the key to everything. There it is. Margins that keep the shareholders happy. There it is. He said it straight in our faces. He said it. Margins that keep the shareholders happy. That's it. That's what it is about. The great Disney strategy, create a movie that nobody will pirate. Yeah. The Snow White one, for example. Yeah. Uh-huh. Not the shareholder. Yeah, the S word. The S word. Margins means profit. I mean, of course. Let the studios, let them make a bit of profit, right? But the problem is they got too greedy. It's not the margins per se. That is not a problem. That is not a problem. I do understand that it's business. You want to make money, okay. You are putting out entertainment for money. That's okay. The problem is, there we got it, the margins to make the shareholders happy. That it's literally like the Disney CEO said it. It's right there. It is right there. It is right there. Yeah. Shareholders should be ignored. Ghosted as companies. No, it feels like as soon as they got into the stock market with their companies, and the shareholders want to get like more cash, like they do not care about the company. For them, a company is an expense, and if a company goes bankrupt, they go to the next one. That is the toxic practice. That is the toxic practice behind it. I didn't notice when it released in theaters. After I found out, I went just, okay, well, I'm not watching it anyways. No, same. I didn't, honestly, the last movie I watched in the theater, that was after nearly a year of not going to a theater because they didn't release a movie I wanted to watch. It was just recently, the Formula One movie with Brad Pitt starring it in the main role. The Formula One. And honestly, it was good. I mean, it was Hollywood slop with some uncalled for romance and whatever. But it was overall, it was a very entertaining movie. I have to admit that, and that was good. But rest, I mean, there's so many movies that they're making that are just not worth my time. I'm not saying it's worth overall no time, because everyone has to decide that for themselves. But to me, it's not worth it to go. It's not worth it to go. I feel like movies and movie theaters peaked at Avengers Endgame. That was the peak. Afterwards, nope. There were a few ones like Into the Spider-Verse, and the second Into the Spider-Verse, okay. What else? The Formula One movie. What else? Oh, Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was good. The Barbie movie, honestly, is good. And that's it. That's it. They peaked at Shrek. That's like what, 20 years ago already? How old is Shrek anyways? 20 years? More? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Dune was really good as well. True. The Dune movies are good as well. Yeah. 24. Damn. From 2001. Ah. Oh wow, so old. The title speaks the truth about the Switch 2. Not only about the Switch 2. It's not only that. It's not only the Switch 2. It's about digital media overall right now.
What really made piracy go away and what's really bringing it back might sound simple, but there's actually a bit more going on. First and foremost, the majority of people actually would like to acquire their media legally as long as it was easy and not ridiculously expensive.
Yes, I mean, as long as it was like you had like an how can I say that? In German, the word is called Mehrwert. When you have a oh, I have to Google that. I don't know what Mehrwert in Mehrwert English. Added value. Oh, okay, yeah. As long as a service added value, you're okay. Like, I'm still okay with paying a bit for a service if it adds value to it. If it's like, okay, you can discover new artists when it comes, for example, to music. Oh, or you have everything on one app, and you can search it easily. You get recommendations, all that, like Spotify a few years ago when it was coming up, I was okay with the pricing. I was like, okay, $8, like $7.99. It was $8 a month for this service. It's expensive, but it's okay, you know? I mean, they do it with the masses, and that's okay. You get everything in one app, you get recommendations, you can stream it in high quality, etc. That was okay. I was okay with that. But now it's being too expensive. Like right now, Spotify, they went up with their prices. And the problem is we don't earn as much as the prices went up. What I mean is, the wages stayed relatively the same, while everything else is becoming expensive and expensiver, and it increases more in pricing. And yeah, in the end, you'll have to think about if you wanna pay for such a thing or not. Yeah, everything more expensive, but the wages are still the same. Indeed, that's it. That's it.
Most reasonable people understand that it costs time and money to produce a song, film a movie, or develop a...
Yes. Also, there is like the stigma of, oh well, if you can't afford it, don't pay for it, right? And well, we are at a point where we cannot afford it, and we are at a sadly at a passage where, or either you'll get a good meal or you'll pay for a streaming service. Guess what people will go for? A meal, right?
A video game. And the people involved in these projects do need to be compensated, or else they are just not going to make them.
Keanu, the internet Jesus, look at him. Ah, yes!
Even people who frequent the high seas, so to speak, know this better than anybody else. A survey coming out of Australia at the peak of online piracy found that people who pirated content were actually more likely to pay for it if it was available. And a finding that really...
Yes, I mean, I used to pirate in Minecraft as well, right? I used to pirate a lot as well, and I chose to go to streaming services because of the convenience. I was like, you know, $7-8 a month, it's okay, I can do that. It's fair enough, I'll pay it. You have everything on one platform, it's safe, and it's there. Right? But now with the pricing changes, it's quite hard to, how can I say, justify the services of the streaming site compared to pricing, the value that they're getting. Yeah. Or, well, they're getting the value you are getting as a person. Yeah, people usually don't choose to go hungry, right? Yeah, we are slowly getting into a crisis that a lot of people are starting to be like, well, or I'll eat a little bit better this month, or I'll pay for a streaming service, one of like 5 or something. And, well, usually the answer is pretty clear, right? The answer is pretty clear. Companies increase price and use inflation to justify it, while wages don't really increase in line with the increase of costs. Yeah, I mean, with inflation, there should be, I mean, there is, what is it? A healthy percentage of inflation that is around 2.3%, I believe. If the wages would inflate together with the pricing, we wouldn't have this issue. But because the wages are staying the same, but everything else is going up, we are back at the golden age of piracy.
Really ages the study, online pirates were far more likely to pay for movies and music through iTunes or Quick Fix. This was because people who pirated content were just more likely to consume content overall, and most of them would only make the trip to the Bay if they couldn't find what they were looking for more legitimately. So there were two...
Or you were a broke kid. 2.3 to 2.1, I think, right around this. I'm not sure. I don't have the numbers in the back of my head anymore, but I thought it's between, yeah, around 2.3% inflation is healthy for an economy. Everything below or above,
Two things that changed after 2013.
Sure, oh God, that's the Harlem Shake. Oh. disagree. Piracy is more an issue that you have to subscribe to 10 different companies to watch stuff. I mean, I feel like this is one part of it. This is one part of it. I mean, everyone wants a piece of cake of the pie. But in the end, it's also the pricing. For me, if there would be like 10 different streaming services, but every service is around $2 or $3, I will pay for it. But because every service is priced at 12, 15, or even $20 a month, no.
Profile crackdowns on some of these sites. But even the regulators themselves knew they were just playing a game of whack-a-mole. One of the most downloaded files...
How many people pirate music after Spotify, Apple Music? Not so many, actually. After Spotify, like, now they're starting to pirate again because the pricing is going up. The value is decreasing overall because it's too, like, the prices are too high. But when Spotify and Apple Music got introduced, piracy went down.
On the Pirate Bay was the Pirate Bay. A complete copy of the site with all of the addresses that could be set up by basically anybody with some basic server hardware in the event that the authorities took down the original.
Grandma with server? Oh no. Oh no. This is cap. Doing well. Let's go. I'm glad. Welcome in.
Site. But then came along the streaming sites that, thanks to faster internet speeds, could let users watch content on demand without granting them direct access to digital files which could then be copied and shared illegally. The big thing was that these options were just so easy compared to piracy, and so cheap compared to buying songs or movies one by one that it just didn't really make sense to bother with anything else. Nowadays, that's clearly changed. There are dozens of streaming services that are each getting more and more expensive every year. The movies and shows that you watch are being split up over different providers. The services themselves are getting worse.
Yeah, no, let's go back. Wait,
getting
where
more
is
and
it?
more expensive every year. The movies and shows that you watch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different major streaming services. Crunchyroll is not even here for anime. 20, 40, 60, 80, $100. If everything is about $20 a month, $100. Only to casually be able to watch a movie or a series. Thing is, Spotify has a free tier with ads. I'm okay with it. Yeah, the free tier in Spotify, you get ads. You can only skip 3 or 5 songs a day. And there are some songs that you cannot listen to in the free version. There are some songs that you can only listen to if you pay for Spotify Premium.
Watch are being split up over different providers. The services themselves are getting worse by introducing ads and pushing less relevant content, and on top of all of that, it's just not that easy anymore. Even individual TV shows have certain seasons split up over different streaming services, and the first step in sitting down to watch a movie these days is to Google what streaming service has the 1984 release of Gremlins, and if you're unlucky...
Yeah. Yes, in the free version there are limited skips. In the free version of Spotify, there are limited skips. Try it out. Ah, it's only on phone. Oh, okay. I usually only listen to Spotify on phone. So let me correct myself. On the phone app, you have limited skips. Yeah. Yes.
What streaming service plus what VPN combo will get you the movie you want to watch? If you're already going through all that effort, it gets really tempting to just replace streaming services with your port of choice, because in most cases, it will just be easier. So yeah,
Grandma's
streaming
Pirate
services
Bay.
were cheap and easy, which killed the need for piracy. But then they slowly became expensive and terrible, which brought it back. Pretty straightforward, right? Wrong. It's easy to write this whole thing off as just dumb companies being needlessly greedy to their own peril. And while that's definitely part of the problem, there is a lot more to it than that. Music streaming by comparison is decent. There are multiple services, but almost all of them have almost all of the music that you would possibly be looking for. As a result, nobody really bothers to pirate songs anymore, which is particularly impressive when you remember that just 15 years ago...
Yes, I mean, it's still convenient. The problem with the streaming services for music is mainly the pricing. It's mainly the pricing. For streaming services related to music, it's mainly the pricing. The pricing is slowly becoming unjustifiable again. Yeah, that's it. I mean, the apps are good. The apps are good. It's convenient. Everything in one place. You can stream it, or if you want to listen to it offline, you can download it. That's all right. But yeah, it's the pricing. For music, it's the pricing. I feel like for movies, like video entertainment, let's say movies, let's say shows like series and everything, that is a different thing. But for music, yes, it's like the apps are convenient, that is true. It's usually just the pricing. Yeah. Just got two unskippable ads on the stream. I'm so sorry, Nicholas. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I have put the ads at the minimum. The thing is, if you enter an affiliate contract with Twitch, you have to have ads on your channel. And that is set by Twitch. I can put it, the interval on how often you get ads at a minimum, but I cannot turn them off completely. That is from Twitch. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. I have it at the minimum. I literally have it at the minimum. I can't do anything else. I can't do anything else. The affiliate contract, in order for you to be able to offer subscriptions and emotes on your channel and bits, so people can choose to support you with real life money, you have to have ads. Can we have be right back screens during ad breaks? Oh, good idea. Good idea. I'll need to check how I can see, or how do I know when an ad is rolling. But yeah, definitely. I will have to figure that out. I'm still a bit new to this, okay? Okay, we've been doing this for 3 months now, but I'll need to check how I can figure out if an ad is rolling so we can have a BRB screen. But then on the other hand, then it's also unfair for the people who choose to spend money to subscribe, right? To subscribe. Seripot warns if ads come near. Oh, maybe I'll have to. Yeah, maybe I'll have to set up Seripot. Let's see. Yeah. I feel like a be right back screen during ads might be a bit more disruptive and disrespectful towards the people who choose to subscribe. Because, I mean, it's... Yeah, but I feel bad. Unfair. I guess people want to support you. Yeah, I feel like if people choose to subscribe, I don't know. I felt bad. Maybe it's something we can determine by voting if you're okay with it or not. You can also have a timer for the ads. True. I'll need to look into it. I'll need to look into it. During my vacation, I will look into it and come up with a plan. Yeah. I'll need to look into it. I don't mind. Do what you'd like. Okay. People will buy Nitro if they don't want ads. Yeah, but it's again paying. I don't know. I need to think about it. I can't come up with an answer or an idea right now.
95% of music was being downloaded illegally. Artists have not been thrilled about the lower revenue they have got from streaming versus physical album sales, but most of them still go along with it because even a small share of something is better than most of their music being accessed for free. This raises a potentially unpopular idea, that it might not be streaming that's broken, it might be the movie industry that's broken. The golden age of streaming was never going to last because it was never meant to last. So it's time to learn how money works to find out why piracy is really making a comeback.
Yeah.
This video was made possible by iScanner. I was sorting through some old receipts for tax season, trying to remember which ones I still needed to file. And of course, one of the important ones had coffee stains all over it. The text was barely readable. Classic me. That's why I started using iScanner. I just scanned the receipt and it used AI to clean everything up. It straightened the page, fixed the lighting, and even removed the worst of the stains. I could finally read the numbers again and drop the PDF straight into my records. Since then, it's kind of become my go-to. Whenever I'm scanning documents, notes, receipts, or even something my dog got his teeth on, iScanner makes it super easy to salvage whatever's left and turn it into something useful. It's fast, it works across all my devices, and the free version actually does what I need, including editing, signatures, and storing everything in one place. Check it out with the link below.
That's actually really
and make
nice,
your paperwork
yeah.
just a little less painful. Netflix is the most dominant movie and TV streaming service in the world. It has illegally.
Wait,
Artists
sorry.
have not been thrilled about the lower
I wanted
in the
to.
world.
There we go. I'm gonna call it. If you go this route, Twitch will figure out something to detect this and do something to discourage this eventually. I feel like, Nicholas, I'm too small for Twitch to start to detect this and do something about it. The problem will be if the big streamers start to do this. Yeah, if they would revolt against ads and do something like this, then Twitch will probably do something about it. But I'm a small being, you know? Yeah.
It has over 300 million paying subscribers, and unlike a lot of its competitors, it's actually profitable. But from its very first days of online streaming, they knew they would eventually lose people back to piracy. They just really didn't care. And to see why, I'm sorry, but you are going to have to look at some financials. Last year, it made $8.7 billion in net income after taxes, which is extremely impressive, but it still makes it hard to justify the valuation of more than $500 billion. At that rate, shareholders would need 57 years for their investment to pay off, which is not—
Oh no. 57 years. Yeah, that's unacceptable, right? That's unacceptable. Oh no.
a reasonable bet for a company in an industry that has only been dominant for a decade. 57 years ago, watching a movie looked like this. And in another 57 years from now, it's highly unlikely that we will still be watching movies through the current selection of streaming services. Now, most investors in this company aren't dumb. They know that Netflix can't make their money back with its current structure. What they are banking on is being able to offer a cheaper service that they can charge more for in order to fatten up those margins.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. Being
Yeah,
nice.
there it is. The margins again. There it is. The big battle margins.
And fat. That's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men?
Anyway, cutting content, raising prices, and pushing strange features like mobile games within the app are not some surprise new rollout. They are part of a development plan that the company knew it would have to implement since it started offering online streaming. It would just be a lot better if they could do it without competition. Now, on the expenses side, there is some good news. As technology improves, network infrastructure has become cheaper for the same capacity, which means the actual cost to stream videos to users is getting better every year. Netflix's cost of revenue adjusted for inflation has actually been stable since 2022, despite adding almost 100 million new users in that time. Included in those costs—
Wait, is that right? It feels that it's not right. I feel like those numbers are somehow manipulated. No, it doesn't feel right. Huh? Maybe it's the perception. Maybe it's the perception, but this doesn't feel right. What? No, that doesn't feel right.
are the aforementioned servers and network infrastructure, but it also includes the cost to license and produce their own movies, TV shows, and games. Another big reason their costs have been improving is because they just aren't licensing as much content as they used to, and that's for two reasons. The first was a business decision to cut down on a cost, especially for content that wasn't drawing in new users. The second reason is simply because they can't get their hands on as many titles anymore, because independent studios have made their own streaming services and want to keep their biggest IPs exclusive.
Yeah, they also want to get a piece of the cake, right? Yeah, the cost is going down for the cloud. Ah. Okay. And that felt like not right. That felt not right. Because everything, like the feeling, like the perception is everything is still going up.
So they can force users to either switch to their platform or shell out for 2 or more streaming services. Netflix is slowly producing its own titles, but that hasn't caught up to the content they are losing from licensing. So then why does this mean that Netflix doesn't care about piracy? Well, publicly they say they do, of course, but piracy is going to hurt their competition a lot more than it's going to hurt them. If people can't find a movie or show on Netflix and then give up and pirate it, that didn't really cost Netflix any money. because the vast majority of content out there wasn't theirs to lose, and they most likely didn't spend the money producing it. A 2023 paper in the Journal of Economic Behavior and Organization titled Pirate and Chill found that when movies moved off Netflix to another platform, piracy of that content increased by more than 20%. Now,
oh, that means Netflix does have the upper hand. As someone who is working in stock exchange in my country, he is kinda right. He is. You can feel it if you buy 8 gigabit of RAM now and 4 years ago. The same idea apply here. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it goes down in pricing. Oh, then it is more about the perception overall. Yeah. Oh, good point. Indeed, good point.
now, first and foremost, that's an amazing name for a professional journal article. But apart from that, it showed why Netflix hasn't been too concerned with online piracy. In a now infamous quote from the company's chief content officer, they said,
I mean, yeah, fair enough. If you are not the one producing most of the content on your streaming site, you don't really care about people pirating it because you don't lose that much money over it like the ones that actually produce there, right? Yeah. Hi, how are you? How are you? Gobaku. Hello.
that in order for Netflix to be successful, we need to become movie studios faster than movie studios can become us. Piracy that disproportionately hurt legacy movie studios and their libraries of content was not something that Netflix would encourage. But behind closed doors, they certainly weren't too sad it was happening. Another way to think about this is that obviously Amazon isn't encouraging shoplifting, but it's a problem that hurts their competition far more than it hurts them. Piracy has also been a handy little tool throughout the company's history. Back in 2013, it admitted to using data from online piracy sites to find out what was popular and therefore what was worth licensing.
Yeah, also here, Netflix admits using pirate sites to determine what content to license. It's a smart move. It's a smart move. And as at the beginning, it was justifiable to pay for the streaming service. That is not it. The problem is they are increasing its pricing and introducing ads because of the shareholders' greediness. Like they're just getting more and more greedy to make more money. And if I pay for a service, I don't know you guys, but if I pay for a service, I don't want to pay to watch ads. I don't want to pay to watch ads. No. Just no. No. If I pay for a service, I want to have the service free of ads. Yeah.
Okay, so Netflix doesn't care about the rise of piracy. But what about the actual Hollywood studios? Well, they obviously do, and they crack down on IP theft with furious anger. But they are in a difficult situation. They could send piracy back to the dark ages by reconcentrating their content onto a single easy platform. But at the moment, that would probably be Netflix, which a company like Disney would obviously not be willing to go along with after investing so much in their own service. If they keep competing though, they are just going to make the experience worse for everybody and probably lose more ground to the high seas. Now, for these companies, this whole fight could not be happening at a worse time. There is a reason why music studios were able to play nice and make their content available just about anywhere while movie studios were fighting to the death. Music is simply much cheaper to produce, and there are far more sources of alternative revenue.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Music is way cheaper to produce. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. And also the artists, I mean, the artists themselves, they don't get like the biggest cuts, right? It's the music labels that they get most of it.
Beyond just directly selling a song or an album. Artists don't make as much from streaming as they would from a physical album sale, but they can make it up in tours, merchandising, and other licensing deals. On the flip side, movies have largely been getting more expensive to produce, while cinema attendance has never fully recovered from its dip during COVID. Ironically, one of the biggest theater releases of the past 5 years was actually for a music studio with the cinema release of Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. In the past, poor box offices wouldn't matter as much, because mid-budget movies could make a lot of their money back through DVD sales. But obviously, that's not really a thing anymore. So studios have put even more effort into pushing their streaming services to eventually make back the difference. It's a bold strategy, and there are hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap at stake, so executives really want to pretend that eventually it'll work out. But if it doesn't, there are some lessons to be learned from the music industry which didn't beat piracy. It just made it unnecessary. The first is that movies have simply become too expensive for the current market. Studios have recognized that people are only going to the movies for special occasion releases these days because it's expensive, the theater experience isn't that good anymore, and people can just wait a month and watch it for free on one of the streaming services that they were already paying for.
Yeah, not even. Or you can there is a service where you can already for a high amount of money you can watch the movie as soon as it gets off the theater. You can watch it on a streaming service already. Like you pay more, but it's already a thing, right? Also, is it way cheaper to sell digital copies? Sure, they can earn less, but it also costs less too. Yeah, indeed. And I feel like this is also something that is going to into the gaming industry as well, right? They're still trying to charge, like, look at Nintendo right now, the Nintendo 2 games. They are priced at around $80, 80 to $100. Let's say $80, but you cannot buy a physical copy of the game anymore. You buy a key, like if you get the physical copy, you get a stick, like a piece of plastic that just has a code on it, so you can download it on your Switch. You don't physically own the game anymore. Like it is tied to the account online, not offline. Yeah, it is messed up. It's really messed up. And then you have to ask yourself, well, if you don't really have to produce physical copies anymore, what justifies the same price? Because at the beginning, where you were buying DVDs, movie DVDs, you could purchase them for like $10 more, and you got the digital copy, like a downloadable copy as well with it. Or there were actually sites where from these manufacturers of movies, like all these studios and everything, where you could purchase a movie for like $10-14, and if you wanted to have the physical copy, you paid $25, around that. $20-25. So this has been so ingrained. Why now that you don't buy the DVDs or the games anymore physically, why do you have to pay the same price as if you would? Just get a Dodgy Fire Stick in Minecraft, and you'll get everything as soon as they release. Yeah. In Minecraft. Yeah. Bring back Blockbuster. No, literally, you had to. You were able to get the movies. You were able to purchase or rent the movies like that for $10-15. If you wanted the physical copy, if you wanted the DVD, you paid more. You went to the store and bought it. Why do we pay now so much more for a movie or even music, anything, when we don't get a physical copy of it? You do not own it. Like, let's say the servers shut down for whatever reason. The servers shut down. Or you lose the login. Anything happens with your account, everything is gone. Speaking of, can you please link the Stop Killing Games Act? Currently people is it still going on? Of course. Wait, I thought it was over. Stop Killing Games. Where is it? EU petition. Yeah, I will share the EU petition. I cannot sign because I am Swiss. I am a Swiss citizen, so I am not allowed to sign. But for everyone in Europe, here's the link. Here's the link. Yeah. It's the Stop Destroying Video Games initiative. this also goes a little bit hand in hand with the video that we are watching about online piracy overall. Through the video is more overall piracy. It goes also into music and movies, and not as much into video games. The initiative, here are the objectives. This initiative calls to require publishers that sell or license video games to consumers in the European Union or related features and assets sold for video games they operate to leave said video games in a functional, playable state. Specifically, the initiative seeks to prevent the remote disabling of video games by the publishers before providing reasonable means to continue functioning of said video games without the involvement from the side of the publisher. The initiative does not seek to acquire ownership of said video games, associated intellectual rights, or monetization rights. Neither does it expect the publisher to provide resources for the said video game once they discontinue it, while leaving it at a reasonably functional, aka playable state. Yes. Yes. So please, this is for video games only. It will be nice if this continues, or if we could get something like this for music and videos as well, as soon as everything goes digital only. But yeah, it's already really nice that they're doing it for games at least. There is a oh yeah, for the UK, by the way, there is a different link for the UK. I can also wait a second. I can link the UK as well. Here for the United Kingdom, it's this here. There you go. Yes. Please consider signing. As said, I am not an EU citizen, so I cannot sign. Switzerland is not officially part of the EU, so yeah. Mina spamming. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not a European developer, but EU, please do it right. I think you guys are going in the right direction. No, literally, if this goes through, this will set a good example for other countries as well, right? If the EU is able to get or pass a law like this, it will encourage other countries and other unions around the world as well. So yeah, definitely. I need to time out the person spamming in chat. Shut up, mods. Shut up.
Instead of making the whole thing cheaper and putting less of their eggs in a single basket, they have doubled down on producing mega blockbusters. Of the 20 most expensive movies ever made, 19 of them came out in the last 10 years after streaming was already mainstream. These figures also only count the production budget, not the marketing budget. And on the revenue side, the box office doesn't include the share paid out to movie theaters. With even extremely generous estimates of those.
Oh, thank you so much, Luke. Thank you. Thank you for the resub. Yeah, I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting. I appreciate. Thank you. Asian here. Can I sign? If you have EU or UK citizenship, you can. If not, you cannot. And resub. Oh. Huh? It should sit automatically. Oh no. Oh yeah? Oh, I'm confused. Are you sub for 3 months? This is the 3rd month. Okay. Thank you so much for 3 months. I really appreciate. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. Yeah, I only see the notification that you subbed for 3 months at Unity 1, and you've subbed for 3 months. It's just, it didn't click with me. It keeps on saying share my anniversary. Oh no, Twitch are asking you to share your anniversary. Oh well, I'm spiritually supporting then. Thank you. Yeah, Nicholas, I mean, if you know people that are from the EU or from UK, you can just share the link. Yeah. Share the link.
arrangements, only about half of these releases made their money back. And some in particular, like the Marvel's Snow White, Dial of Destiny, and the latest Mission Impossible movie, are shaping
Oh no, Snow White mentioned. Oh no.
up to be catastrophic losses. So far, studios have been able to justify these flagship productions to their investors by talking about their IP value, which can later be extracted by bringing in customers to their streaming platforms. But that isn't really happening. Customers who join because they want to watch a single movie didn't tend to stay subscribed for very long compared to those who enjoy a deeper library of mid-budget movies or TV shows.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I tend to take my subscription to whatever streaming service is hosting The Office this month. These huge productions also put more strain on the business.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That is fair enough right there.
As these losses have to be made up somewhere, and that is more often than not increased prices, more ads, and worse overall service. Now, I would forgive you for not feeling too sorry for Hollywood studio executives, but they are really in a no-win situation here. The harder they push back against the changing media landscape, the harder they push people towards the high seas. So anyway, now might be a good time to shamelessly plug that these videos are being made available ad-free on Spotify. So if you would prefer to listen in or watch it over there, I have left a link in the description. And if you think it's just streaming services that have been getting so bad, go and watch this video next to find out why making junk.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not into this field of knowledge, right? But right off the bat, if I can quickly just say what I think about this is one way of how to improve this issue about not making enough money is have one streaming site that is operated, share the costs between everyone, and if a video, let's say if a series from HBO gets streamed, HBO gets the cut of that. If a Sony movie, for example, gets streamed, then Sony gets a cut of that. You know, to have everything consolidated in one place, or have a consolidated place on where to get things, and then you can, as a consumer, pay to own or like permanently activate a movie on your account, or you can rent it. Something like YouTube has been doing. You were able to rent movies and watch it like for $350. You were able to rent a movie and watch it once and that's it. Yeah. Something like this. I know there are issues when it comes to this type of business model, but I feel like in the end, this is what the consumer wants. We want to have it at one place. We don't want to go to 10 different sites, pay there to watch something, and then, I don't know, it's just not convenient anymore. It's more convenient to pirate. That is the problem that is going on. Yeah. Yes, yes.